Last night's WWE Premium Live event was certainly an interesting way to start the year. As you all know, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship was cancelled due to the champion getting COVID-19. I'm wishing Roman Reigns a speedy recovery. However, because of this, Brock Lesnar was not scheduled to wrestle anymore, and then the WWE inserted him into the WWE Championship match, making it a fatal 5-way. I knew Lesnar was walking out as the new champion the minute that I learned that he was going to be included in that match. It seemed way too random for him to be added to the match just to lose. That doesn't really benefit Brock Lesnar, and that's actually why he won the match. I actually have no problem with him winning the belt whatsoever. In fact, I'm glad that he did win, becoming the new champion once again. Brock Lesnar has been one of the best things about WWE in the last decade, especially within the last 3 to 4 years. You can always expect a good title reign when he's a champion. His matches are always entertaining, and he's a box office draw. People care about Brock Lesnar. It doesn't matter if some hardcore fans didn't like the fact that he won the title, because the majority of the WWE audience, the families involved who go to watch the shows, love the dude. They've even been loving him more ever since returning with his ponytail as a babyface. I gotta admit it, this version of Brock Lesnar is the best Brock Lesnar. He's so much fun to watch. Lesnar is hilarious and seems like he's actually having a good time. More importantly, the audience is loving everything about it. At this point, we can say that Ponytail Brock Lesnar is GOATED. I would have never thought that the Beast would be better off without Paul Heyman, but he somehow is. Lesnar has so much confidence and charisma by himself, and his physical presence makes him one of the strongest babyfaces ever. The match we saw last night was a good kind of chaos. I understand that some people are upset that Big E's title reign came to an end, but I don't really have a problem with it, to be honest. Brock Lesnar is just much more important right now with the WrestleMania 38 plans. I didn't really expect Big E's title reign to last too long, but you do have to consider that he's still 35 years old, which is very young in the WWE world, and he will be a world champion in the future again, I guarantee it. This isn't the end for him. It's the beginning of his dominance in the main event scene. I really believe that. Brock Lesnar winning was the right decision. It's such a good, shocking twist that it's going to make everything much more interesting. There is one minor problem though. Brock Lesnar is the WWE Champion, and he is currently in a feud with Roman Reigns, who is the Universal Champion. Two world champions on different brands are involved in the biggest rivalry of the company. I heard that apparently they were going to have a champion versus champion match at WrestleMania with both titles on the line, but I don't really want to see that. If I was booking WWE, I would keep Reigns and Lesnar away from each other. Paul Heyman should realign with Reigns, telling him that he was the one who added Lesnar to the WWE title match to get him away from SmackDown. This shows that Heyman still has some true loyalty for the tribal chief. As for the WWE title, Brock Lesnar can have a rematch with Big E at the Royal Rumble. There, he could win. Then in February, they're probably going to have Fastlane. That is when we see a triple threat match with Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Maybe not Seth Rollins, depending on the other storyline I have in mind. Anyways, that could be a triple threat match where Brock Lesnar wins. And finally, the WrestleMania 38 match for the WWE title needs to be Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. I really prefer this match over a rematch between Reigns and Lesnar. We've seen that too many times, and I would rather see something fresh. WWE can always revisit the Reigns and Lesnar feud sometime down the line, but right now it's literally the perfect time for Bobby to finally get that singles match that he's been asking since 2008. Give the man what he wants, please. The fans want it, Lashley wants it, and I'm sure Brock Lesnar would also want it. I don't see what's stopping them from doing it. And when it comes to the Universal Championship, I can see 4 ideal opponents for WrestleMania 38 and Roman Reigns. The first one is a rematch with John Cena. John Cena continues to grow his popularity, and a rematch could be fun for WrestleMania. I'm not against it. The second opponent is Drew McIntyre. However, he may be injured, and that is why he was written off TV last night, so therefore that might not work anymore, but if he's healthy, it would work really well. The third option is Seth Rollins. He could win the Rumble again, and he could return to SmackDown turning babyface, and I'd love to see a babyface Rollins take down Reigns for the Universal Championship. And the last option is bringing back The Fiend to win the Rumble and go after the man who's practically ruined his career for the last 10 years. That is the most unlikely outcome, but I think it could make for such great storytelling. Anyways, that is how I feel about Ponytail Brock Lesnar being the GOAT and winning the title, and how WWE should book the world titles for WrestleMania 38. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.